Are you there? We're live. Hey, podcast listening people. Connor Doobie here. Welcome into my daily stream. Good to see you. Make sure you share this. Make sure you check out the audio on all your favorite podcast apps. Please drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I love getting your DMs. And with that, I have a little bit of strategy that I'm going to share with you today on LinkedIn events plus StreamYard to do LinkedIn Live webinars. Let's go. Marketing, my friends, is always about testing, right? Always testing new approaches, new strategies, new methods and means to be able to get in front of the right people. And B2B marketing, one of the main ways to do that is absolutely through webinars, trainings, live events. Because at the end of the day, B2B sales is all about relationships, and relationships are much better built in a format where you can teach somebody something and be seen as a point of authority, or you can bring them into a community, or you can teach each other things and also build relationships. So I love webinars, but I usually don't even call them webinars because I don't really do webinars. I do trainings, and they're typically always free. One thing I started to do recently is like, how can I do this webinar thing in a different format? I live on LinkedIn, eat, sleep, and breathe on LinkedIn. A lot of you know that. Like, I've had 2 calls today where, the people are like, dude, I see you every day in my newsfeed. I'm like, are you sick of my ugly mug yet? Are you sick of looking at me yet? You can unfollow, by the way. You can unsubscribe to notifications from me, but for those of you who enjoy my content and show up and share it, I very much appreciate you, and I'm glad that you find it valuable. Now, LinkedIn events has been a really interesting format that's rolled out in the last, I think maybe it's 2 years old now at this point. So relatively new, considering LinkedIn, I think, is almost maybe 17 years old, maybe even more than that. And there's a different, I've done a lot of these trainings and webinars, and the most challenging part, of course, is getting people to register and set their time aside. And then the second most difficult part, if not the most difficult part, is getting people to show up. Getting people to show up and attend. So I love this format of actually running a webinar live on LinkedIn. I haven't personally done it directly on the LinkedIn platform, but I like the concept of it, and I'm going to test it, right? Always be testing, because people can tune in, they'll get notified when it's live, and then see it and actually just stream it right into their LinkedIn browser. They don't have to go in and opt in on a form. They don't have to go subscribe somewhere. They don't have to go deal with a landing page and several invites and all that good stuff. Is they'd be going through their day. They're logged into LinkedIn anyways, right? The folks who I'm talking to are probably logged into LinkedIn most of the time anyways. And then boom, they're going to get notified if they're registered on the page. So I made a few mistakes when I was actually setting this up in the beginning, and I want to help you to mitigate making mistakes yourself. One of the first things I did when you actually go to create a new event. So if you're logged into LinkedIn, and let's actually do this so you guys can really see the big screen format here. When I'm logged into LinkedIn, you go here and you actually go and create an event. Now, there's 2 formats to run an event. You can either run it through your personal profile. I'm using Mark's as a dummy profile right now for an example. Or you can actually run it from your company page. Now, I haven't personally ran or built an event page from my personal profile yet. So I typically always just attach it directly to my company because I want my brand to be attached. right? And I expect you probably want the same thing. What I've done in the past for event format is actually used external event links. So I'll create a landing page, like here's an example, blogs.com/live event. Here's an example of a landing page for our mastermind that you've probably heard me talk about if you've seen my live streams before, right? So I would attach this link directly into here. And then when people actually go and register, they still need to go and hit the link and then cross over the page, opt in, and watch the actual event off site. So it's not actually streaming to LinkedIn. Now, there's definitely some benefits to this, right? You own more of the data. You're using a platform that's maybe a little bit better to use than what you'd have to do with StreamYard, for example, or another streaming platform. So there are some pros and cons. But I've done this plenty number of times. It's worked, but I still feel like I'm missing something with attendees when they actually show up or sign up and don't show up. And I believe that running this natively on LinkedIn might be an interesting format to mitigate that. So what I did is actually using this LinkedIn Live format. So when you go to event format, LinkedIn Live, you create your event name, time, description, add your speakers, so on, and then you create it. Now, mistake number one, and this is a very weird quirk. When you create an event, it's going to prompt you to share a post to your LinkedIn company page. And I did that, but then I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to post or announce this yet because I'm testing it. So I went and actually deleted the post. So let's say, I'll pull up, I'll actually show you guys here because I share everything with you. So here's an example, right? All the behind the scenes work. So this was a post that was auto-generated when I created the actual event. Now, I made the mistake of actually going and I deleted the post, right? If I'm logged in as an admin, then I'd come in here and be able to delete the post. And what that did is it actually deleted the entire event, which I don't know if it was a fluke, if there was a mistake. I've actually done that before very early on. And so I don't know how or why they're connected like that, but just be careful. Allow yourself to, when you create that event page, right? So if we go back here and I create that event page and I fill it all out, add a banner, all that good stuff, and then it prompts me to post to my page, don't avoid doing it and don't exit out. Just post it. Just post it to your company page because you don't want to risk deleting the event. Now, the other thing, when I actually went to test this the first time, I just created this today. Shout out to my amazing team, by the way. You know you have a great team on your end when you come up with a wild-haired idea for a new webinar and they turn it around in 24 hours, the copy editing, the copy, the graphics, all that good stuff. So what I actually wasn't sure of is, okay, I put a sample page together. How do I actually stream? And I had to go look it up because the stream time came. I'm like, okay, I'm going to test this thing. And I'm on my event page, right? There's nothing much else to do here. Manage attendees, share event, edit the event, so on. I couldn't find the location to stream the dang event. What I came to realize and what I actually found out doing more research is you need a third-party tool to do this. Now, what's really cool is the way I'm streaming right now is with a tool called StreamYard. And StreamYard is very, very user-friendly. It's inexpensive. And, you can see what I can do here. I can share my screen. I can do ticker symbols, right? Sign up for our live event. I can do pop-ups. I can show comments. I can have more than one person on here. So it's not up to scope for your typical webinar platform that you'd normally be using. like a webinar jam, for example. But for this kind of lesser formal, less formal format, I think it'll work out perfectly. So what you actually need to do is once you have your event created through LinkedIn in StreamYard, and say you go to create a new broadcast, you need to make sure that your company page is actually attached. So you need to make sure that you've either applied for LinkedIn Live and or you're attached to your company page. Now, if you're just streaming through your personal profile, then I can use an existing event link that way. Or if I'm using, or if I'm using my company page, then it'll prompt you to use an existing event link. So I thought you had to do the opposite and create it in StreamYard and then go in and create it in your format into the LinkedIn Live or LinkedIn Events page. But it's the opposite. Create your LinkedIn Events page, build it out, and then you go in and actually add in your StreamYard link. And then boom, here we go. So I can see this was created today. This is scheduled for March 9th at 10 o'clock. And we're good to go. So what I'll do is I'll jump into the room. I'll stream. I'll be set up in a format just like this. I'll have some slides that I can share with my screen. And I'm excited to see how it actually goes. I'm excited to see, how the engagement is, how many people show up, how many people register. I've had webinar pages where I've gotten 500 people registered, but only a small portion of those have actually clicked through to register on the event page. And with that, guys, I want to know your thoughts. What's your thoughts on using LinkedIn's event platform? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Have you tested it? Has it worked for you? Has it been successful? Has it been an utter failure? I want to know from you. And on that note too, you're more than welcome to come and attend and see how I'm going to run this event. It'll be about 40 to 60 minutes. I'm going to share with you 3 costly content marketing mistakes. I had to look at the title again because I'm still trying to memorize it, but the whole format is there. 3 costly content marketing mistakes that you can kill and fix and move forward with and actually get your content done the way that it needs to happen, your marketing content. So I'll put the link to sign up on that LinkedIn event page on this video. Make sure you check that out, register, sign up, show up. And with that, my friends, don't forget to check out the podcast on all your favorite podcast apps. Much love to you. Make it great. And I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.